Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Wade's Garage. We're getting the Supra on the dyno today and tuning it on ethanol, some E85. If you guys don't already know what E85 is, this is the stuff that you can make a lot of power on. Smells really, really good. Right now, we have put E85 in the tank. We're gonna get a base map, kind of like to drive it around, get all that somewhat dialed in as best as we can. And that way, if there's any issues, we can figure them out, not on dyno time, and we can figure it out on our own time. Pump gas, like I said, it was probably sitting around 600 wheel on pump gas, 18 pounds of boost, 100 octane in it before with like the additive in it. Now with E85, we can crank that up a lot more. Our goal is probably gonna be around 26 to 27 pounds, maybe even a little bit more of boost, play with more timing and see if we can crank out 750 or 800 wheel horsepower in this car, which is going to feel absolutely phenomenal. Basic rundown of the car: Pulsar 7170 turbo, T51R mod on it, so it's got the nice whistle noise to it as well. T4 housing on it, 4-inch true exhaust all the way back that I made myself, 2.5 on the hot side and 3-inch on the cold side. BC 272 cams, retainers, springs, stock bottom end. We got R35 coil packs, Mk4 alternator, brushless fuel pump in the back there. There's a breakdown on how I installed all of it throughout the series of the videos on the Supra build series. We're running on these NTO1s here. These are super sticky tires, so they should hook up pretty good. I know they did really good job with the pump gas, so we'll see how they do with the ethanol. So there's 275s in the back and I believe 245s in the front, so we may have to go a little bit wider of a wheel in the back just to get a little bit more grip, but I had pretty good faith in these tires, so just judging by how they hooked up before. Here's my flex fuel sensor here from GM, so that'll tell us what ethanol content on the return side of the fuel system is, and then that will adjust our tune accordingly. Enough rambling, let's get in this thing and do our base tuning with it on the street, and then of course Mexico. We will head to the dyno and see what kind of numbers we're putting down with this thing. If anyone knows a better pump solution other than this hand pump here, that's like an electric or 12 volt like pump that works like a gas pump or whatever, that's E85 safe and it works with it, please let me know in the comments below, because that thing takes forever to fill up a jug like this. So if I could have my own little setup here where I pump right from the car like a gas station, then that'd be good. Leave your comments down below, let me know. So the last time we were at the dyno, we put this one on. We're gonna be going to the same dyno as this car here. And this car put down 760 wheel horsepower. This car put down 470 wheel horsepower, all NA LS3 engine with the big camshaft. So about 535, 540 crank horsepower. This one's about 869, 870 crank horsepower. Hoping that I can get about 750 or 800 wheel out of this. I have all the setup for it, injectors, everything else turbo, so we shouldn't have a problem with that, as well as I got a big brushless fuel pump in there, so we should be okay, but time will tell. I packed myself some extra E85 and some containers here, got my laptop. Now we are ready to go and hit up the dyno, so I'll see you guys there. Okay, so we just wrapped up the dyno session there with Lawrence through the remote tuning. As you guys can hear, this thing was pretty spicy. He was making some good steam. We did fourth gear pulls since it's a T56. That's normally what he likes to do in there. We had a bit of trouble at the beginning with spinning, so we put some goop on the tires, strapped it down harder. Had the guy that's helping me out here from CCP sit in the back of the trunk, put my extra fuel in the back too. Any little bit of weight helped. Then we got it to hook. These are our final numbers here. So we got 801 horsepower and the 608 torque. So that number is a pretty safe number for stock bottom end 2Js. Like 600 is, he doesn't really want to go any further than that, which is perfect. And we're sitting at about 29 pounds of boost with the E85 in it. So those are great numbers. We got the cams are doing work too as well. This is exactly what my goal was, either 800 or 850, and he says he's comfortable with that, and it should last pretty good. So fueling all looks really good as well. No issues. We did quite a few pulls too. Things were getting pretty hot. It's like 35 degrees Celsius where I am right now. So these, I bet you if it's on a colder day, a little bit denser air, a little bit colder air going through the intercooler, it's probably making about 820 up top there, and we raised the rev limiter too. This stock intake manifold he was impressed with too as well, because usually these things fall off at 7,200 RPM. You see the power curve come back down, but we kept seeing a rise in the power and we didn't see it fall off, so we raised it up to about 7,700 RPM, I think. Yeah, everything works good. We're gonna roll it off the dyno here, and then we're gonna see how it feels on the street. This thing feels like a rocket ship. I cannot get over, I just did a pull and it's 35 degrees out and I still have goosebumps. This thing is fucking fast. Like, literally, I don't even know what to say about it. This thing is a rocket ship. It feels so good. And it actually hooks up pretty good with these tires. Like, it really sets you back. You guys are gonna see in a bit here, I'm gonna set the camera up. We'll go for a little tour and obviously go across the border to Mexico. This thing is ridiculously fast. Like, I can't even describe it. It feels so good. The video does not show justice, but once you go E85, you don't go back. It smells so good. Successful dyno day. I couldn't ask for any better of a day. It's really hot. Could have been a little cooler temps, but we made do with it. Pull after pull, we did probably about 8 or 9 pulls with this thing, and it took up with it. Fourth gear, revving it out, like the temp stayed good. I built a good car, I must say. I'm pretty proud of myself for building this car and having minimal no issues with it. Now it's time to build the engine and go 1,300 or 1,200 horse. I couldn't even imagine what that would feel like in this car if this feels the way it does right now. This thing's just a rocket ship. It is way faster than the Mustang. We gotta bump up the Mustang now to keep up with this thing. All right, guys, we're gonna get you another point of view here and we're gonna go beat on this thing a little bit, and then we'll meet you back at the house. It's the next day here. I'm gonna get you guys another point of view here with the camera mount. Like I said, the car works really, really good. Hit up some Mexico roads. All you guys out there with the Supras that got them all cranked up to 1,300 are like, oh, that's nothing. But like I said, I can only imagine what it's like with you guys in your 1,300 wheel or whatever in these cars. It would just be absolutely absurd, but I haven't felt anything like this, and I've been in some fast cars before, but this definitely feels really, really good, and it puts the power down pretty good too as well. So knowing that this is a different day here, it's a little bit cooler temps. So like I said in the dyno graphs there, it was like we had one that was like the final pull was like 801 or whatever, but like I said, the intake air temps were pretty hot from not enough really air movement in the dyno room and whatnot. So it might have been pulling a little bit of timing or whatever. It's probably safe to say this thing's around 820 wheel with the colder intake air temps. There was a tight area for the dyno too. Like, it was hard to kind of breathe in there. Think about how a vehicle has a hard time breathing in there too as well. That's sort of the same thing. Now we're out in the fresh elements. Let's go out and take this thing out. If we can get her to hook up in third here, just gotta get the laptop set up. We're gonna see what we can do here. First, second, like do a bit of a pull there. So the road is freshly paved, as you can see in Mexico here. So we should be able to get some good grip. Decent temperatures out today. Let's let it rip. That feels incredible. Broke a little traction there, but she stayed pretty well good. Broke loose over that little hill. If you get that 2, 3, 4 shift, first pop on the millisecond of the rev limiter, it stays in boost so good. It doesn't drop out, and it's almost like a flat foot shift, it feels like. That second pop there, and you just shift just in time, and it just stays in boost. It's just a perfect feeling. This thing sounds so good. I'll get you a sound clip of outside. So we are going to send those logs over to Lawrence there, my main guy for the tuning of this 2JZ. He is nothing but helpful with this sort of stuff. He does an excellent job, and he's very, very knowledgeable. So I'm gonna send him over some logs here just of me hutting around there. He pretty much had it all dialed in on the dyno, but I like to send him logs here and there, like a pull just in case if something changes and he notices something in the log where, hey, oh, maybe it's pulling timing at this time, or maybe it's doing this. I just like to do those checks. Since this is like a standalone ECU, it's not traditional where you can probably hook it up in a way where you get the engine light to come on or whatever, but it doesn't store codes like your traditional ECU does. So that's the reasoning why sometimes it can be very hard to pinpoint a problem with a car like this, because you don't get your generic code P0420, P0430, like things like that, or like 415, whatever, so on. That's why I like to send logs over, because he can look at it each time, make sure fuel pressure's good, make sure all that stuff's good, make any adjustments, because things can change. Things can definitely change. Things can seat in a little bit more, so I like to just check it, better safe than sorry, and then it's peace of mind. This thing rips. It's a success. As you've seen there on when I was revving it up, a little flame came out of there, not even on the rev limiter or anything. But I bet when you tap the rev limiter on this thing and do your shifts, I'm sure a decent sized flame comes out of the back of it. That's what we like to see. Yeah, car works excellent. Like I said, this is all thanks to Lawrence as well. He's done an absolute fantastic job. If you guys know and you're familiar with 2J stuff or Supra stuff, he is in my opinion, one and be all kind of helping tune guy sort of deal. Get the job done. He's talented in many other ways too as well. He's got a Supra of his own. So LS Fabrication is his Instagram if you guys want to go and check it out. He builds wiring harnesses and like fuel pump wiring harnesses and things like that on his website. And he offers a few other things. He doesn't just tune Supras, he tunes some GTRs and all sorts of other things like that too. And I'm sure there's more that he does that I don't know about. But if you're looking to set up something, he recommended ECU Master Black on this car here because he was very familiar with it. And I believe he's getting used to the Max ECU and Haltech and a few other things he's pretty good at too as well. But I think that generally he swears behind the ECU Master ECUs, they work good. These hasn't had an issue with them, especially with the drive-by wire. Everything seems to work really good with that. So that's my setup on there. ECU Master Kaizen Motorsports wiring harness on there hasn't let me down either. So that worked out pretty good too. T56 in it. I'm going to be switching over to the Ultimate Granis Racing 8.8 kit in here from Ford. He's got a pretty stellar kit. I have his full transmission kit in this car and it works flawlessly. Now I'm gonna put it to the rear end there, and then we should be good. Nice and beefy axles, and shouldn't have any issues with that. Not that we do right now, but just something preventative, right? And I just want everything to be set up properly and no corners cut for this car. If you're probably wondering what this is doing here, I just picked up another 350Z, so they're matching. I don't know what we're gonna do with this yet. Right now, it's pretty much bone stock, as you can see. Original wheels and everything else. It's an 03, mine's an 06. As you know, this actually has a LS3 in it too, as well, and that is the bone stock VQ in there. So, not sure what we're gonna do with that yet, but I'm a little car heavy right now. We got the Mustang and the Supra and then the two 350s. So I'm definitely running out of room in the garage here. Maybe get another stacker here or something, but I don't know. We'll see what we're gonna do yet. Maybe we'll do something different, but maybe I'll just sell it. I'm not sure. That's gonna wrap up today's video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry if the audio was a little bit cheese in the Supra there because of the wind coming in through the windows. I gotta do like a mic setup or something. I tried to do something. Let me know what mic setup works really good. I need to get a mic setup that you can tone down the volume so it doesn't just distort the mic right away. So we can get all, you know, put something in the engine bay, put something at the exhaust, things like that. So let me know in the comments down below what you recommend for a mic setup that we can use on this, on these cars, because I'm sure that it would be cool to get some drive-alongs with the mic setup on it too as well. But that's gonna be a wrap for today's video, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Stay tuned. Peace, guys.